A few weeks ago, I finally got my JCW back on the road after completely rebuilding it. But of course, we've still got some things to do until we can say this car is complete. Firstly, we've got plenty of plastic small trims that need fitting to this engine bay that was absolutely destroyed in the crash. Number two, we need to do some mods. But number three, to finish it off completely, we need to get it painted. So before I spend thousands of pounds on modifications, let's get these on to finish this engine bay. All I'm doing here is fitting the plastic air pipe that feeds straight into the airbox. The GoPro died, but here we go. One complete JCW engine bay. Now the boring stuff's out of the way, let's get spending some money and modifying this car. And I think I know just the place to start. Right, today is the day. We're finally going to start modifying this car. And to start off with a bang, we're going with the exhaust. And I think we're in the right place. So the first thing I need to do is get that exhaust off. So I was handing my exhaust over to Bosworks so they can work their magic and turn it into an OEM modified valved exhaust. So with the welding going down as we speak, I can move on to sorting out the wiring harness for the valve, and it's dead simple. Let me show you. So underneath the fake floor in the boot, we've got the 12 volt where the power is going to come from. It's going to come from back there. We're going to hide the receiver box in here, and then under the next set of fake floor is this rubber grommet, and that's where we're going to feed the wire through down to the valve. So it's time to just drill a small hole in this grommet so you can feed the wire through. So that's the harness fed through. I'm going to leave it loose for now, put this back over, so when I fit the exhaust up, I know exactly how much wire is going to be going to the valve, and then we can tie up all the excess behind the carpet. Then all was left to do was to just refit the exhaust just like I took it off. So if I now plug this in here and press the remote, oh yes. Right, let's get this car on the floor. Let's go for that test drive. I don't know if you can hear that, but the car's warmed up and this exhaust sounds crazy. So let's get out. Pop some bangs. Like driving along normally, it just sounds pretty normal, but as soon as you downshift, sounds great. So I've flicked it over into sport now. I hope you can hear this on camera. If not, the GoPro will pick it up. The pops are insane. On the shifts and everything, sounds great. Honestly, if you need an exhaust for your F56, Bosworks is the place, man. It absolutely sounds insane. And I'll show you the difference between valve closed and valve open now, because it's mental. So if you're like me and you're up early in the morning and you don't want to upset your neighbours, a valved exhaust is just the best of both worlds. It's so good. But now that's done, time for some more mods. Let's get to it. But before modifying a car, a lot of people tend to forget about the health of the car, and that's where the Kingbolen Ediag device comes in. The Kingbolen Ediag tool is a small pocket-sized diagnostic tool that is super handy to keep in your car for dealer-level diagnostics. So with the small handy OBD tool from Kingbolen, I'm going to run a quick scan on my 2015 Audi A5 because the Mini is currently in the paint shop. So with the OBD plugged in, I'm going to open the Ediag tool by Kingbolen. Then I'm going to go to All Systems Diagnostic and scan for the car. Once plugged in, the device knows what car it's plugged into and then downloads the latest diagnostic software for it. The Kingbolen device can scan pretty much every car that there is on the market. So what I'm going to do here is just do a quick system scan. And now the car's scanning the engine control module, and we'll go through all the other systems. Now I'm just going to do a quick health report on the car now it's found all the modules. You can see what ECU it's scanning at the time, and as you can see here, I've got a few stored codes. Click on fault report. So I've got 3 codes for low battery voltage and the fuel cap that was unlocked earlier actually, and it is simple as one click to clear the diagnostic trouble codes. As well as dealer level diagnostics, we can also do maintenance functions all the way from oil maintenance resets, DPF regens, steering angle reset, TPMS, EGRs, sunroof. There is tons and tons of maintenance diagnostic stuff that you can do with the Kingbolen device. It also stores past reports on the app, so it's super easy to go back and check your diagnostic results. So a massive thank you to Kingbolen for sending out the brand new Ediag tool that is super convenient to keep inside your car for when that trouble code comes on your dash mid-journey. And if you want to grab yourself your own Ediag tool, use the link in the description along with my code to save yourself some money. So thank you Kingbolen for sending this tool out. Anyway, let's get back to the Mini. I've literally just pulled up from work and look what's back from the body shop. Here it is, fresh paint job on the bonnet and the bumper, We've just got a few finishing touches and we can be done. And also, obviously, some panel alignment to do, which we've got to take this bumper back off anyway. But this car is coming together. This paint is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So I've just quickly chucked these black light rings on, and that's even just came up. I have got a bit of an alignment that I need to do with the lights, but that was always going to be the way. But obviously the light now, I'm going to leave it to the weekend and we can finally finish this car off. So my mission was clear. Get this bumper off, get the old trims out, wrap them in this lovely matching red and refit. But it wasn't quite that easy. I just want to jump in and say, if you are enjoying the content, please smash that subscribe button. It really does help out. And as shown now, around 75% of people aren't subscribed, and it really does help. So please drop a subscribe and let's get back to the bumper. It was now time to refit the bumper and get that alignment between the bonnet, bumper and wings all perfect. It took around an hour, but we finally got there. Now it's time for the finishing touch. And here you go, the finished product. What an absolute beauty of a car. These little finishing touches on the bumper just make all the difference. And I can honestly say, just looking at it, I'm well happy with how this build has come out. It's just a shame it's a grey and slightly wet day to show it off. And can we take a second to appreciate this paint job, because it's done absolutely spot on, blends perfectly. It's alright me saying yes, the car looks brilliant, but as you all want to know, how much did this car cost? Because I've been saying it's the UK's cheapest, so let's find out. I've had to jump in the car because it's absolutely freezing outside, but we've got the official notes that I've been keeping of what everything's cost. Let me run you through the breakdown. So, as we know, I got the car for £4,200 from Copart. But yes, there is fees and delivery. So with fees and delivery, that took the total bang on £5,000. So baseline's 5, and now we reel off the costs. So we've got front crash sensor, that was £37.50. We've got the bonnet actuators, £75. The radiator, fan and AC condenser, so the whole rad pack, cost me £280. The slam panel unit cost me £300. Intercooler, £100. Lower arm, £76. We got a passenger side wheel, because mine was absolutely battered. That was £50. Oil filter housing, £50. Battery, £168. Then we get into the starter motor situation. So I got one for 30, one for 50. That was an unnecessary cost. We got an upper slam panel, £69. Inner and outer tie rods, £27. And then that's when we hit, well, at this point I'd already known, but this is where the build was make or break. Obviously we lost the engine, and it was a mission to try and find something. An engine came up on eBay for just over £1,000, and I managed to haggle it down to bang on 1,000, and it came on the subframe with loads of other parts. So went down all the way to Brighton for that. So £1,000, which was a bargain, but the risk was it was from a a breaker's car. The car had a front end. If I've got a photo, I'll put it on now. So it was a big risk, but the car turned off as soon as the crash happened. So we were preying on that. We then moved on to a charge pipe because mine had a rip in, 80 quid. 60 quid on random bumper trims. If you want to class the bonnet scoop and some badges, that was £89. The bonnet itself was gifted, so shout out. The bumper, £200, and then we come to paint, £500, which is very good and a fantastic job. And that takes the total at the moment to £8,152.50. But like I said, I had parts already, so I've sold some of them, and that takes the total down to a grand total of £7,932.50. And if that isn't a good deal for a JCW, I don't know what is. But let me know in the comments if you think this was worth the total spend. Because there's one thing you've got to remember with this car. It's an unrecorded car, so it's not a Cat N, it's not a Cat S. Obviously I've documented it, so yes, it has been an accident, but it still hasn't got a title. It's only on 50,000 miles, that's the chassis, and the engine I bought was on 32,000 miles. And you can't say I've cut corners because it's all documented. I mean, I think it's a pretty good deal, seeing as though pretty much identical cars, same spec, same miles, same years, are going for between £11,500 to £13,000 on Auto Trader at the moment. So yeah, that's where we are. This is obviously the final episode of building the car. We do have a road trip planned, so stay tuned for that in a month or so. But yeah, it is performing brilliantly. Thank you for all the support, all the comments, the help that I've been getting. It's much appreciated. And this isn't the end. Of course, I'm still going to be making content on the JCW over on my TikTok page, my Instagram page, so check them out. And of course, we're going to be looking to do something else. The response from this series has been fantastic. So, I mean, if you really want to help the channel out, my Audi A5 is up for sale. So as soon as that goes, we can start looking at something else to rebuild. So all I have to say now is thank you. This series has been amazing. I hope you like the Mini, and I will catch you in the next one.